This is one method of making crystals. What I did was I took a cup of water and half a cup of salt, and I brought it to a boil and mixed until I noticed that the salt just didn't dissolve anymore. And then it starts crystallizing along the sides and on the bottom, unless you mess with it, just like I did. And then very carefully poured the water that had the dissolved salt solution in it into a heat-proof cup, and then took a pencil which has this is a bit of twine wrapped around it, natural fibers, very coarse, lots of places for the crystals to grab onto. In just a couple hours, this is what's occurred so far. A lot of it still fell to the bottom because I really crammed as much salt as I could in this. That's important. If you don't, if it's, doesn't have as much of, you can also do it with sugar, but there's a risk of like mold and, bugs and whatnot. Anywho, with this salty, sure delicious compound solution is not going to attract any kind of pests. I'm pretty sure it would kill them. But I'm going to check on this in another day and then another day and see how big these crystals get. For the salt, I used regular table salt. This one does not have that iodide. I've heard that that kind just does not work. There's also different kinds of salt, like the coarse sea salt, and then there's the bath salts, what do they call it? Or Epsom salts, that's the one. Like these crystals seem to be growing kind of like fingers reaching out. I'm not sure if that's because of the twine itself or the structure of this kind of salt. I have to try it out with a couple different kinds and see what the crystals look like. Oh, and you can also, while it's in this stage here, add some food coloring. I suppose you could do it here as well if you want to make some colored or rainbow crystals.